Was the Badab War the best piece of 40k history? So the Badab War has been with us, or with the game, since the early days of Warhammer 40,000, back in the days of Rogue Trader, the best edition of Warhammer 40,000, I might add. The Badab War featured some very interesting chapters, such as the Mantis Warriors, the Space Sharks, or Carcharodons as they are known now, the Star Phantoms, and of course the Astral Claws. Many of these chapters have now had their colour schemes and some things retconned, and in some cases it was a good retcon. Check out the early Minotaurs compared to the current Minotaurs. The old ones were terrible. Anyway, Forge World would later come along and change a few things. They created a couple of books, the Imperial Armour Badab War books. There was a pair of these. I think they were book 9 and book 10. And Forge World then really fleshed out the whole Badab War. These books were accompanied by a slew, that's a word I haven't used in a long time, if ever, a slew of miniatures and models and kits, such as their version of Huron Blackheart, and a lot of these Space Marine armour marks from 2 up till 6, up to 6 I should say. Now I have heard through whispers and rumours that the Badab War was a testbed for the Horus Heresy, which we know was a big deal when it came out back in 2012. I remember the games day when we ran to the Forge World sales stand to pick up our copies of Book 1 Betrayal. Don't run! Don't run! The staff were all shouting out, and a few people ran. I didn't run, I walked quite quickly. We were all worried about missing out on that book. It was a big deal, and I look forward to the second version of Heresy. Hopefully by the time you see this video, the second version will actually be out. Anyway, let's dive in and check out the original version of the Badab War. There's some child outside screaming. In the year 901 M41, as a result of Lugft Huron's apparent mental destabilisation, the Master of the Tiger Claws and Lord of Badab attacked and destroyed an Imperial investigation fleet as it entered orbit around Badab. Huron's action can be understood with the benefit of hindsight. The Adeptus Mechanicus had long complained of the Tiger Claw's tardiness in submitting gene seed for routine analysis. Whilst the chapter had amassed a huge debt in planetary tithes stretching back over 150 years. And when the Imperium moved against its wayward chapter, a full-scale rebellion was initiated, the most serious of its kind since the end of the Fourth Quadrant Rebellion in the year 780 M41. The Tyrant of Badab, as Commander Huron is known in Imperial histories, was a power-hungry and ambitious individual who should never have risen to power within a Marine chapter. He was plainly a dangerous individual, able in many respects, but lacking the absolute dedication to humanity vital in a Lord of the Imperium. It will never be known for sure, but current hypotheses suggest that the commander was either an alien shape changer or otherwise subject to alien domination of a most unnatural kind. A sudden and unexpected manifestation of psychic powers also may lie at the heart of the matter. By the year 903, 3 other chapters, the Mantis Warriors, Executioners and Lamenters, had joined the rebellion. Imperial shipping was attacked, and a ship belonging to the Firehawks chapter was captured by the Mantis Warriors in the year 904. The Firehawks immediately retaliated, and soon 5 whole chapters were involved in the fighting. The Emperor recalled the Marines errant from the eastern fringes, but they quickly found themselves fully occupied protecting Imperial ships in transit. In the year 906, 2 more loyal marine units, the Red Scorpions and the Minotaurs, had been brought in, and the threat to Imperial shipping was more or less quashed. In the year 907, the Red Scorpions and Firehawks were recalled to their normal service duties in the Galactic East, and 2 more chapters, the Nova Marines and Howling Griffins, were committed to space lane duties. Meanwhile, the Star Phantoms began the task of besieging Badab, whilst 2 other chapters were drafted in to investigate the worlds occupied by the Mantis Warriors and the Executioners. The Lamenters were caught in an ambush by the Minotaurs in the year 908, and eventually surrendered after bloody ship-to-ship fighting. This came as a great blow to the tyrant, and the rest of the war consisted almost entirely of close sieges. The uprising came to an end in the year 912, with the fall of Badab and final defeat of the Tiger Claws. Before the war was over, the Exorcists, Fire Angels, Salamanders, Space Sharks, and Sons of Medusa all became involved for short periods of time. Chapters replacing other chapters as pressures elsewhere necessitated their redeployment. With the rebellion over, the Mantis Legion, Executioners, and the Lamenters were granted the Emperor's forgiveness, subject to undertaking a 100-year crusade. Now, I've just noticed inside my hat, it says if you're enjoying this video, then please click the like button or even subscribe to the channel. That means you, Rebecca. If you're enjoying the content here at Snakeworks Studio, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below. The homeworlds of the Mantis Legion and Executioners were forfeited to the Space Sharks and Star Phantoms for their part in the war. The other legions received salvage rights to spacecraft and a proportion of the booty. The Tiger Claws were all but destroyed. Only a contingent of about 200 fought their way through the Exorcists' blockade and escaped into deep space. They have not been heard of since. Of the fate of Imperial Commander Lugft Huron, Master of the Tiger Claws and Tyrant of Badab, nothing is known. Here are the liveries of the chapters that took part in the original Badab War. The Firehawks, the Mantis Warriors, the Mantis Warriors Tranquility Campaign Sniper Unit, the Executioners, shown here is a tactical squad, the Red Scorpions, the Red Scorpions Maelstrom Incident Pursuit Squad, the Minotaurs, the Nova Marines, the Exorcists, the Fire Angels, the Fire Angels from the Battle of Sagan's Moon in drop troop camouflage, the Salamanders, the Tiger Claws, the Marines Errant from the 2nd Outer Galactic Expeditionary Force, the Marines Errant, the Lamenters, the Howling Griffins from the Sigmar 6th Insurgency Force, Howling Griffins, Raptor Legion in Blizzard Suit, Raptor Legion, the Space Sharks, Space Sharks Camouflage Variant, the Sons of Medusa, and the Sons of Medusa Desert World Support Squad. So that was the original version of the Badab War from 1987, I believe. May have been 86, but I think it was 87. What did you think of that? Do you prefer the old version of the Badab War or the new updated version by Forge World? And there was obviously a few bits and bobs here and there throughout the years in the normal Games Workshop publications. What was your favourite chapter that took part in the Badab War? Looking back, if I had to have another go, I would probably go with the Firehawks. But what I did end up painting when we had a go. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Had a go. When we painted our Badab warmer. It's so warm it's not warm today. It's actually a storm outside, Storm Eunice. That gives you an indication as to when this is being filmed. Anyway, when we were painting our versions of the Badab War, I went with the Carcharodons. And I did enjoy them. I did enjoy painting them for a while, and then I realised I was just painting grey. And when you're painting the same colour as the base plastic, kind of wears you down after a little while. So now I'm more interested in colourful schemes. Hence, I would like to go with the Firehawks, or maybe the Mantis Warriors. Who would you go with, and why? Oh, by the way, there is a chap on YouTube who has done a really, really nicely made video on the Badab War. Arbiter Ian, I'll leave a link to him in a card here. Go and check that out. I think he has done a very good job. He's done a very good job on all of his videos. If you would like to see some more Oldhammer content, and I know you do, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.